Welcome to Really Robin Stamps. My name is Robin Armbrecht and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Springfield, Illinois. And today's video is going to be about my 2024 planner. I have a new planner that I'm going to use this year, and I want to show you how I'm going to use it and decorate it using my card making supplies, my stamps and ink and paper. So let's take a look at the planner. So this is what I picked out for this year, but let me just show you that I have used a lot of different planners over the years, and I've loved every single one of them. I like to keep things fresh with my planners and try all different things. So this is a well-loved happy planner that I got at Michael's and used that one year. And then I've also used and loved an Erin Condren planner one of the years. I tried this little Ray Dunn planner, also loved it. And then the last 2 years I've been using a planner that Stampin' Up! Actually offered. And this is a planner that uses the A5 size pages. You can still get pages for this, but I had run out of my pages and I thought, well, this is a good time to just switch it up. Definitely saving this and coming back to it. I have lots of planner videos of how I decorated my A5 pages. So if you have this size planner or any size planner and you want to just see how I use stamps and ink in my planner pages, lots of videos on this planner, and you can still get this refills for this if you have this planner or something like it. But I wanted to change things up this year, and so I found this design. My daughter actually turned me on to it, and it looks really fun. So there are a ton of videos for the Laurel Denise planner that you can locate on YouTube that go into great detail the features and benefits of this kind of design and this brand. So I'm not going to cover that in my video. What I want to do is show you how I use my craft supplies to decorate my planner and make it my own. So I'm going to just give you an overview. So this is a 9x12 planner, and so it has this long kind of landscape layout, which is really unique. And the thing that I think is the most unique is that for each month, you get to look at your monthly view, and then you have your weeks in between. Okay, and then you have this other page where you can kind of put all of your notes of things you want to accomplish this month while you're looking at this calendar view, and then you also have these pages inside. So I have never tried anything like this before, and this was really it looked really fun, and so I'm excited to dive in and get things planned. Today is actually January 2nd, 2024, and so I have needed to get this going so that I can get my lists and things ready to go. So I love this layout. The other thing that I love about it is that in the back there are lots of extra little pages so that you can kind of customize the things that you want to keep track of in your planner. So you've got some grid pages, some dot pages, and then there's also these pockets, one in the back and one in the front, and so you can keep things that you need close at hand. I used the back page of my planner to test pens, and so I will talk more about pens that I'm going to use in a future video. Today I just want to get January going. So the very first page that I haven't showed you yet is your year at a glance, and so for each year or each month of the year you can jot some things down. You can use these boxes however you want. I'm definitely going to be keeping track of birthdays. I'm a card maker, and so I want to have at a glance who needs cards for the current month. But let's talk about January. So when I use stamps and ink and paper in my planner, I usually just decorate it so that it's just more fun for me. I kind of make it my own. I am a memory keeper at heart, and so I love to create layouts. And a planner is a great way to add all kinds of personalization to it, just to make it your own. So you're going to see what I like to do, and if you have a planner of any kind, you can do similar things with stickers, or if you have stamps, or if you have some pattern paper. So I am going to just pick a color theme for each month. And for January, I decided I was going to use some pattern paper. And this is a pack of paper from Stampin' Up! Called Softly Stippled. I think I'm missing one. So there's 6 sheets. Here's the other one. And this is actually a free package of paper that you can get in January and February from Stampin' Up! During their celebration sale. So you can see how the colors coordinate on the fronts and the backs. And so I decided for January I was going to use the coral and this wild wheat color to decorate. So I did a little bit of homework before I started this, just to figure out the sizes of the spaces here and where I could add my Post-it notes, where I could add paper. And so one of the things that I'm going to do is decorate this calendar topper, kind of the, I guess that's what you would call it, the little cover for your calendar. I love how I love the layout and how this looks so office-like, but this is a good place for me to add some color. And so I just took the time to jot down the different sizes of the boxes and the spaces so that I wouldn't have to figure that out every month. If you have this planner and you want to know these sizes as well, I will have a link in the description box so that you can find my blog post where I'll just link the different sizes. So this space right here, I've cut a piece that has a lot of colors in it. And you can either make it 6 inches to go all the way across like that, or if you want this number 1 to show, then you will make it 6 inches. I'm sorry, this is 7 inches. But so I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to start off and have my month of January showing that number 1, and we'll see what that looks like. And so I'm going to glue that down. I'm just using a little bit of liquid adhesive to glue that down. And I love this little dotted line right here, so I'm going to keep that. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see one side. All right, so that is that space. I also have this tiny little strip. It's actually the reverse side of this paper that has this beautiful light gray color called Pebbled Path. It's a lighter version of a darker color. And so I'm going to create a little border down here, and that's where I'm going to attach my January. So we have a die set that is called Mini Alphabet Dies, and it cuts out these just about 2 of each letter all at one time. And so I did that with my Pebbled Path color so that I could spell January. So I'm going to use this little strip here to put on my letters first. That way I will be able to get them straight. Okay, so now I have those letters attached. I think when I do February next month, if I do something similar, I'm going to definitely use my adhesive sheets to make that easier than using the liquid glue, but that worked for now. So one of the other things that I did was just find some acetate, and these are just office store acetate, and I measured the size of the boxes in this planner so that I could very easily just highlight things during my month if I wanted special days. So for example, so we're going to take some ink, and I'm going to use colors that coordinate. So I'm going to take the Calypso Coral color. And this is a blending brush. And so I'm going to take my little template here, and I'm going to just mark off certain special days. And I made this nice and wide so that I wouldn't get ink anywhere else that I didn't want it to be. And I'm just going to very lightly highlight different boxes. Okay, so what I'm highlighting now are the days that I'm going to have my live videos, my paper crafting play dates this month. Okay, so those are going to be in coral. And then I'm going to clean that off. Get that coral ink off of there. And then I'm going to go in with my wild wheat and mark off. It doesn't look like I cleaned that off, does it? Let's try that again. There we go. I'm going to mark off any trips or days that I will not be available. And I'm going to do that with my wild wheat color. And this color is very intense, so I'm going to go real lightly. And I'm just going to mark off these boxes one by one. So this is a trip. Okay, and then lastly, any special event days, I'm going to use my third color, which is Pebbled Path. And these could be any kind of special events. And again, this is January, so I'm just figuring out this planner and what I want to do with it. And so I may change my thinking when I get to February. But for now, this is what I'm going to do. Let's see. I think that's all I need in that color. And I love how this turned out. This looks really cool to me. All right, so I will write in more details later. And then the other thing that I will do is I have a little stamp set called Days to Remember. And you can actually create your own calendars with this. And it has these little images here. And so I'm going to use these tiny images on the days when I know that there is a birthday that happens. And so I'm going to just take the Pebbled Path, and for this month what I'm going to do is just put a circle around, this cute little circle around the days where there are birthdays. And that will just kind of highlight it. And remember, those birthdays are all going to be written on my birthday page. Okay. Okay, loving that so far. So let's continue to add some paper here. Let's shift over to the other side so you can see how I'm going to coordinate this together. Let me zoom out just a little bit so you can see a little bit more of this. Okay, so on this side, these are the different weeks of the month. So I'm going to utilize this space over here on this side. This is where I'm going to put my sticky notes, where I have all my to-do lists for the month, things that I do regularly. Again, I'm just figuring this out. So once I get through January, I'll have a better idea of what exactly and where I like to have my lists at. But I want to make this planner decorated. And so I've taken some of the other pieces of paper in that pack that coordinate, and I'm going to mark little spaces here. I cut 3 1/4 inch squares. So they're just a little bit larger than a sticky note. And so they're really just going to be a base for my sticky note. Now, is this necessary? No, but it just makes it nice and pretty. And that makes me happy. And when I'm happy to look at my planner, then that is a good thing. And then there's a space down here for this little strip. And I think I might write a little quote there. But I'm going to use this layout. So when my planner's open to my week, I will only see these two post-it notes here. These two will be hidden until I flip back and forth. So let's glue these down, but we don't want both of these in the same spot. We don't want. So let's do that. One of the things that I'm thinking about with this planner is that because these pages are in the middle, this is where I'm going to write the nitty-gritty of what I have to do each day throughout the week. I'm thinking, because of how I've decorated it, that this would be a really great opportunity to actually turn this into like a personal scrapbook for the year. And so I'm thinking that when I get done and January is over and I've moved to February, that I would like to remove these pages that I don't need anymore because I've done all the things, and then insert some journaling and then pictures of the events that happened that month, so that it'll also be end up being a scrapbook when I get done with it. It's just such a well-built and lovely planner. So we'll see if that happens. Okay, I've got all those down. And I'm just using some double-sided adhesive for this. Okay, so now I can take my sticky notes. I might try to find some that are a little bit more color coordinated, but that yellow looks good. And so I'll just keep my sticky notes here. Over here, I love this space here to do for a month, but since I'm thinking about turning it into a scrapbook, I'm going to just create this little pop open place here. And I'm still going to keep my monthly to-dos on here, but then when the month is over, I can kind of keep my reflections on how the month was. I can keep those and add some pictures to the outside. Okay, so that's going to be a little flap there. And I want to make sure it's not flapping all over the place. So I'm going to just add a little punched shape. So I have a piece of white here, and I'm going to use these two stamp sets here. I'm just going to use this frame with some pebbled path. And then I'm going to use the word happy from The Biggest Wish. And we'll just put a little positive word there. And when I mount this, I'm going to just mount it or adhere it up into this point here so that I can open and close. This will kind of just be like a little tab that'll help this stay closed throughout the month. And I think that I would like to have a little bit of the yellow on here. Just going to take a little bit that's left in the brush here and add some yellow. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is just add some more stamping, especially to these pages here. So I'm going to use this month a couple of different stamp sets. One is called of Art and Texture, and it's just all different little kind of art kind of marks or art shapes, kind of like backgrounds, textury backgrounds, if that's a word. And then I'm going to use this new stamp set called Notes of Nature, which is also kind of like a collage stamp set. So it has this great little distressed grid and this little corner here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of stamping to these pages. So I'm going to remove these rulers while I'm stamping in the book. And we'll do that. And I'm going to keep my stamping nice and light. So I just have this old, this is an old page for my planner. I'm going to use this kind of as a piece of scratch paper to stamp off the ink colors when they are too intense, so that they're, they're just kind of a nice little background. And actually, let's start with this guy here. Okay, so now that I've just added kind of a little border to the bottom of my calendar, and then I just carried kind of that little bit of collage onto the bottom of my weekly pages. So I've coordinated them all together. The last thing that I'm going to do is use one of my other templates that I cut out, and I'm just going to do the same kind of highlighting up here on the days of the week, just to kind of carry some of that color up. So I created this tiny little days of the week, and since I kind of feel like there's a little bit of a coral, I think I'm going to do coral all the way across, but maybe I'll do Saturday and Sunday a different color. So I am liking how you can close and open this spiral bound so that you can get a flat surface when you're trying to do some stamping on here. Let's close this for Wednesday. So I still have quite a bit of ink on this blending brush. I haven't had to dip it back into. All right, let's see how that looks and see if I want to do different colors for Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, I think I might as well do that. Let's use our Pebbled Path color. We'll clean this off first. Okay, so there is my week. Haven't decided how I'm going to use these boxes up at the top, but I'm going to divide these into sections so that I have my timed events, and then I have my daily to-dos, which I will be grabbing from over here where I have listed all my to-dos. So the last thing I'm going to stamp is this little piece right here. Again, I'm going to pull in some of these pieces from this Notes of Nature. And I love this little corner stamp that has these field notes on there. So I'm going to stick that in the corner. And then we'll add some more of this little grid. In a couple of places. Bring in my scratch paper. Clearly, if I would have decorated this before I attached it to my book, that would have made life a little bit easier. But this is my first attempt here. I'll just add a little bit up there too. And then same thing with this leaf that I did in the wheat color. I'm going to kind of balance my gray and do a couple of those down here. Okay, so now let's attach our little closure that I punched out, if I can find it. I'm moving. Okay, and before I attach this, I think we just need one more. We just need another little of that leaf pattern to tie in. Okay, so I'm applying adhesive to the whole back except for this edge right here that I want my paper to be able to stick under, like that. So I will add a piece of either post-it notes, or I will add a piece of white paper to that space so that I can utilize that. So one of the fun things about this planner is that there are pop-in pages that you can get to add to your planner. And so I tried a few of them. There's a whole bunch to choose from, but one of the things that you can get is a pop-in page that's already laminated, so you can use it over and over again with water-based markers. So this is a meal planner and a shopping list. So because of how the tabs work, I could stick that right in here every month and use that. You can stick it anywhere. I'm thinking about maybe putting it in the front, so it's real easy to flip to. So let's just do that. Okay. And then I took these out while we were stamping, but we have two different little tabs that are so cute. One says "You are here" and one says "You are also here," because sometimes you're working in more than one spot. And so we will put "You are here" because we're in the first week of January. Nice that there's a ruler on here, so you can use that, and we'll see how I like that. And so some of the pop-in pages that you can get that are blank. So this is a project planner page, which I got because we're going to do a lot of home renovations this year. So I can add these to the back in the notes pages. I can tab them so that as projects that we're working on. You could also fold this and add it to your weekly schedule. But I also I tried these three. One is just an additional like to-do, which I thought I'll probably rename and I'll use just for how I'm putting together my videos. And then one is just like a blank notes pages in case you've got an extra busy week. And then this one is actually by month. It has some prompts for reflection, things that you're excited about, gratitude, just kind of keep your mind clear by writing things down that are important. And so I'm just going to play with these and see what I think and where I need them. But for now, I think I've accomplished what I wanted to do. And I hope that as you kind of saw what I did, that maybe you're inspired to use some of the things that you have in your stash, either on a planner, or you could do this in a journal as well. I found some really inexpensive Ray Dunn nice big journals at TJ Maxx that have great pages, and so you could just buy a blank notebook and add a little bit of paper and ink to it and have something that makes you smile when you look at it every day. And I hope that is what you like. Now I see I need to go back and I need to highlight my days on each week. I just did that the one time, so I will add that in, and then I'm going to start adding my stuff. And so when you come back next month for February, when we decorate February, hopefully I will have more tips for using this planner and for organizing life. But I appreciate so much you watching this video. Please leave me a comment, and I would love to hear your tips and tricks and see what you're excited about. Thank you so much.